Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Today we are going to pair our Psalmopoeus pulcher, which is the Panama Blonde. Now this is a really pretty spider, and it's not seen in the hobby too often actually. There are a few around, but it's not very often they seem to get a mention. So hopefully we can showcase them today and show you just how special they really are. So without further ado, let's flick over and have a look at these lovely spiders. Well, this is our male Psalmopoeus pulcher, the Panama Blonde. And as you can see, he's a rather impressive looking little male. Lovely little orange toes to him. And a real hairy looking spider. Now these are a New World spider from Panama, and generally speaking they are relatively easy temperament. As you can see there now, our male is starting to communicate. Now one of the things that we noticed when we paired this particular pair is our male was quite easily shook up. So actually putting him into the female's enclosure upset him a little bit. He didn't want to leave his enclosure, and this in turn can sometimes put the males off their stride, as it were, and it took a little while for him to settle down again. So it's very important that we take our time, give our males the time that they need to actually settle down. If they're fearful, they will just hunker down and they'll sit like that for hours. As you can see there, he's back to his old self now, and we're communicating. They've got some very definite throbbing there. Now this will all be setting signals across through the glass, and she will pick them up. Now we don't see the Panama Blonde in the hobby very often. They are out there, but for some reason there's not many people keep them, which I cannot understand because they are an absolutely exquisite looking spider. As you will see shortly, when our female finally makes an appearance. Now this is something else that we quite often see with our pairings. Our males will wander around. Sometimes they'll go outside of the enclosure. Now this isn't a problem. They will still perform the same thing, and as long as our female can feel those vibrations, she can feel the communication coming backwards and forwards. As you can see now, he's on the outside. There you go, he's still shaking. Very interesting when they come to a corner like that, how they reach out, they're looking for purchase. It makes you wonder exactly how much they can actually see. He's back in again. There we go, he's still communicating. Interesting with these guys, it seemed to be very much just this body throbbing. There wasn't much in the way of tapping or anything like that, arm waving. It was all really this vibration, this throbbing. Oh, here she comes. He's just moving out of the way there. He's gone for a little wander. He's back in there now. You see down the bottom. Now our female there, you can see absolutely gorgeous orange legs. No, she's not going to venture out just yet. Now it's down to our male to entice her out. As with many of these, the males are very reluctant to go into the female's hide, into her lair. It's a dangerous place to be. And wow, look at that. What a beautiful spider. There you go. Now you notice now, although this looks like an aggressive stance from the female, she's not showing aggression. We've made first contact. If this was aggressive, she would have had a lunge at him by now. A stunning spider. Now you can see there's a little bit more in the way of not so much tapping from our male, but he's reaching out. He's waving them legs around. He's looking for purchase. You can see there them two front legs. He's trying to actually reach her so that he can get contact and lift her. He's also trying to find a better purchase. Being down low is not always the best place to be. Now this is something else we've noticed with many of the Psalmopoeus, is their females extend their fangs. You can see that with this girl here. Her fangs are fully exposed. That must be a daunting sight to a male. They are huge, look at those. Now we don't see this with all of the spiders, but the Psalmopoeus genus, for whatever reason, they all expose their fangs when pairing. There you go, he's got the upper hand now, he's got some height now. You can see our female there is being very compliant. Now once we get this solid contact, here you go, he's made his move. He's searching for the epic, there, he's found it, there you go, we have insemination now. She's trying to pull away, but he managed that, he's got there. He's still looking, he's still feeding. There you go, you can see there his pedipalps pushing there underneath. And now he's pulled her in. When he pulls her in like that, you know you've got insemination. Now we're going to watch that little sequence there from a different angle. This is just from a slightly different angle, and this is from my iPhone. And unfortunately you can see there that the light, it blows her colouring away. She has got the most beautiful, almost peach colour. And you can see there clearly what we were saying about the fangs on the female. Fully extended. It's almost like this is part of the display. This is not aggression, this is part of the display. You can see our male there constantly throbbing, reaffirming his intentions. Another thing we can see clearly there is the female, the underpads of the feet. How they go iridescent colours. Many of the spiders are like this. And we still don't really know why. I should imagine it's more a case of it's just the way the hairs are arranged on the feet. And I think it's more to do with that than an actual purposeful reason. There you go, we can see now we've got insemination. You see how he's reached underneath there? There you go, he's pulled her in. That is a successful insemination. And you can see there his pedipalps are still working away. Very, very cool. He's reaching under again. There you go, you see him slowly pulling her in. There you are, there we have it. It's all over with now. Yeah, there you go, she's had enough. So fingers crossed now, we will try maybe one more time, see how things go, and just wait now and see what our female gets up to. And hopefully we can
we can look forward to a viable egg sac. We did pair these once before in the past and it was an infertile sac. So fingers crossed we get the fertile sac that we're striving for. You can see there he is still vibrating away. Now I often leave my males now, I just leave them now and let them go their own way in their own time, because if you spook them he may just run in and then she will have him for lunch. So it's best to wait for her to fully retreat or for him to wander off before we attempt to catch him up again. Look at those gorgeous feet. Absolutely lovely colouring on these girls. Wonderful.
Well, what did you think to that? That was pretty special, weren't it? As you can see from what we were saying earlier on, they really are a pretty spider. And unfortunately the camera doesn't always pick it up to its best effect. But that female is a lovely sort of peachy colour. Really, really nice. Now, as the name suggests, these guys come from Panama. And they're a New World arboreal species. And to my way of thinking, these make a really good introduction into the beginners arboreals, if you like. So along with your Aminias, your Cambridgei, these are all really cool spiders. If you want to get into arboreal spiders, this is a good stepping stone to enter that side of things. Now, so we're going to keep our fingers crossed now. You'd have seen there that our male, as we said in the video, he was a little bit touchy to go into the enclosure, so we really had to coax him in. Now sometimes when we get this with our males, it can upset them a little bit because we're trying to move them into somewhere where they don't really want to go because they feel secure in their own tanks. So we can, once we get them in there, sometimes if they're a little bit flustered, it takes a bit of time for them to settle down. And it's important that you wait and let them settle down. He probably took a good half an hour, 40 minutes before he was actually comfortable enough to move. So that pairing did take a little bit of time, but once he got the hang of it, you saw he was fairly direct. And you also see there with the female, we mentioned there that all the Psalmopoeus genus, they all do the same thing. When the females rear up, they flex their fangs right the way out, so they're very, very apparent. And it looks like an aggressive move, but it's not. This is just part of their actual mating ritual, if you like. She's not threatening with them. This is just part of their ritual, which is really interesting. Not all spiders do this. Quite a lot of them, you don't see their fangs at all, unless right at the last minute she decides, I'm going to have a snack. So we have to be careful there. So, well, fingers crossed, we'll follow this through and hopefully we'll have a viable sac. Last time it wasn't. We had an infertile sac last time. So hopefully this time round it'll be much, much better. Right, well I hope you enjoyed that. And don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I'll see you soon, guys.